You've probably seen them popping up everywhere, AI homework helpers. And they bring up this huge question, right? Are they a secret weapon for actually learning, or are they just a high-tech shortcut to cheating? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just paint a picture that I know you're familiar with. It's that moment of pure frustration, staring at a problem that just makes zero sense. The clock is ticking, and the pressure is definitely on.
And that right there is what we're going to call the homework struggle. It's something we've all experienced, and it's the exact problem a whole new wave of AI tools says it can solve.
Yeah, that feeling of just being completely lost, that's our starting point. It's what sends millions of us scrambling for help online, and more, that help is coming from an app on our phones.
So, what's this supposed game-changing solution? Well, it's something called an AI Study Companion. That's a pretty bold title, so let's see if the tech actually backs it up.
So let's get specific. What exactly is GAUTH AI? Well, it actually started out as a math solver app called GAUTH Math. You might have even seen it blow up on TikTok. But it's grown into this all-in-one study companion. And here's the key difference. Unlike a general AI, its brain is trained specifically on textbooks and academic problems, which makes its answers way more accurate for schoolwork.
And how it works is honestly kind of wild. The whole thing is built around this snap and solve method. You just point your phone's camera at a problem, doesn't matter if it's printed or even in your own handwriting, and its AI uses optical character recognition to read it. It's almost like Snapchat, but for homework. And for most problems, you get a response in under 3 seconds. It's insane.
And believe me, people are noticing. But what's really interesting about this review right here is the focus on it being a study guide. See, the user isn't just celebrating getting an answer. They're pointing to the breakdown of the problem as the real value.
And you know, this is a massive upgrade from where it started, because it's not just GAUTH Math anymore. The platform can now handle a whole range of STEM subjects, everything from balancing chemistry equations to explaining tough physics concepts.
Okay, but here's the real game changer, the thing that actually matters for your grade. I mean, we all know getting the final answer is totally useless if you can't show your work, right? This feature is the absolute grade saver. It lays out the whole process line by line. So in theory, you're not just getting a solution, you're learning the method behind it. But okay, what happens when the AI just gives up, when it gets stuck? Well, GAUTH actually has this cool two-tiered system. For most problems, the AI solver is instant. But for those really tricky, abstract word problems, you can use what they call a ticket to send your question to a real, verified human tutor who will solve it for you.
But, you know, having instant answers, whether they're from an AI or a person, it brings us to the elephant in the room. We have to talk about it. We have to confront the central question of this whole thing. Is this an amazing tool, or is it just high-tech cheating?
Yeah. Let's just put it out there. Seriously, when an app can do your homework for you in literal seconds, where do you draw the line between a helpful resource and, you know, just straight-up academic dishonesty?
Now, the first thing you've got to know is that it's not perfect, not by a long shot. Like pretty much any AI, it's a rock star with structured data. You can give it a clear equation, no matter how complex, and it'll nail it. But its kryptonite? Those long paragraph-style word problems, where context is everything. That's where it can get really confused. And it's also really important to understand how they make money. The basic answer finder is free, but it has limits. The most valuable part for actual learning, those detailed step-by-step guides, well, they might be behind an ad, or you might hit a daily limit. The paid version, GAUTH Plus, gets rid of all those limits and gives you those tickets for the human tutors.
And this, right here, perfectly lays out the 2 different ways you can go. I mean, the cheating path is obvious, right? Scan, copy, submit, done. But the smart workflow frames the app like it's your own private tutor. You actually try the problem yourself first, and only when you get stuck, you scan it, but you focus on the steps to figure out the method.
You know, this quote just nails it. A tool is only as good, or let's be honest, as ethical, as the person using it. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to show up for the exam. The app can be an incredible guide, but it absolutely cannot do the learning for you. All right, so let's zoom out for a second, because this is way bigger than just one app. This is really about the future of learning itself.
Think about it. GAUTH is just one piece of a much larger puzzle, a huge technological shift that's happening in education. AI is weaving itself into the classroom in ways that are changing everything, from how teachers prep their lessons to how we all study.
And the potential here, it's just massive. You're talking about creating learning paths that are unique to each student's pace. It could help bridge gaps for students who need extra support. And for teachers, it can automate all the tedious grading, freeing them up to actually mentor students. It's all about promoting a more independent, self-paced way to learn.
And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The whole point of these tools isn't to replace teachers. No way. It's to give them superpowers, to augment what they do and make learning more personal, more efficient, and more accessible for every single student.
So, that leaves us with one last really big question. In a world where the answer to literally anything is just a snapshot away in our pocket, what does it truly mean to learn something? Is it about memorizing a process anymore? Or is it about knowing how to find, understand, and apply information effectively? That is the challenge for the next generation of all of us.